Come on then, Tracy, what have you got?
Oh, well, the alleged mass murderer, the crossbow cannibal, last night allegedly had a failed suicide attempt. He was found with a sock around his neck and a bag over his head. He had tried to kill himself but failed miserably.
OK.
Long sock, though. It was got to have a long sock to hang yourself with.
I suppose, yeah.
Anyway, what does one possibly say on that?
Not a lot, I suppose.
I suppose it was nobbled, potentially, in the... Right, the Prince of Wales has called for greater population control in the developing world. He says that we need to...
What about in the developed world? What about in the developed world? So we were having a go at the undeveloped world. What about the developed world? This woman the other day had 10 kids.
Yeah, he doesn't mention the development world.
Darling.
Yes, he says the population numbers are rocketing and traditional societies are becoming more and more consumerist. And he said we have to curb our... This is a lovely story. I think it's the best story of the week. The beautician. Do you remember that beautician who took on the high-powered barristers?
Oh, she went into court,
yes,
defended her family.
won.
Yeah.
And won. She's been offered a £10,000 scholarship at a private university to do a law degree, so she's gone back to law school.
Good for her.
But she's going to keep working at her mother's salon to cover the £5,000 annual cost of commuting to London.
Good for
But she
her.
says, I'm going to have probably a harder work ethic than anyone else there. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Good luck. And dogs have less IQ. The Daily Mirror said dogs are so reliant on human beings now that they have become stupid. They have lost a lot of their problem-solving skills that they once had in the wild. Yeah. I say stupid owner, stupid dog. It all comes down to the
So
owner.
they take off one after the other.
Yes.
Nicely done, Tracy. And what have you got there?
In the Times, as Cumbria mourns, of course, this is to do with all those terrible, the 12 people who were shot by that madman who ended up killing himself. Cameron orders gun review. And I think, you know, this is basically a story about, you know, what are they going to do, you know, basically, for how can we help the police, you know, help us with, you know, the present gun laws. But then my point is, if you give everybody guns, then there's going to be a lot more killings in that way. So I don't think you can beat fire with fire in this case.
He was doing very well, I thought, at not offering a knee-jerk response, which would be, oh, we need to look at gun control law. Former Labour ministers saying, oh, you need more gun control. You know, the gun control laws in this country are pretty damn tight. And would tighter laws prevent incidents like this? I mean, possibly not. I mean, he had a criminal conviction. They could have turned him down for a gun licence. They chose not to. So I suppose that's what the review must look into. But,
yeah, but I mean, you're not going to stop people getting a licence for one in that way, you know.
And the odd nutter going, you know.
Yeah,
crazy.
you're just not going to know.
You need to get that knifing problem.
But I think it definitely is worth, you know, an investigation in that respect, I think. Next story is from the Times again. Students face higher fees as Minister speaks of unsustainable burden. And the Universities Minister has indicated that undergraduates may soon have to pay higher tuition fees. And it goes on to actually sort of say it's a burden on the taxpayer that has to be tackled. And I think the present cap, it says here, is $3,225 a year. And as we know, all students end up getting loans, don't they? They have to pay back over an enormous amount of time. You know, and I think this is a story basically about maybe we should tax them instead of, you know, getting the student loans thing.
I mean, there was a story a couple of weeks back with the top universities, the top group of universities, looking at a massive rise in tuition fees in order to keep their own standards up. So there's sort of £10,000 a year, which is still cheaper than it is to go to an Ivy League university in the States, but that seems to be the direction we're going to be travelling in. Or we have fewer people go to university. It's got to be the other option. Tony Blair's idea, half the country goes, it's going to be a nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah, quite. I mean, education is the key, isn't it? And that's what everyone's been trying to push education as much as possible. The next story is from The Sun. Have a go, Dad. Nick's drug boss next door. This was a father who was sick to death of drug addicts queuing to the guy, his neighbour next door, because the neighbour next door was flogging cocaine and, I think, crystal meth. And he just got so sick of it that he went in and actually chased him down to the police station, nabbed him, you know, literally did a citizen's arrest and got him arrested for it, which was rather good, I thought. But, I mean, he was just sick of these stream of addicts, he says, you know, all hours queuing up outside the neighbour. I mean, that just must be hideous. I know that, you know, certainly where I live in Camden, you know, because I'm just off the street, you know, I have a lot of, you know, druggies coming and pooing on my doorstep.
You're just saying all your neighbours are junkies,
and that's happening.
Because one, I think you might find them nervous, and two, they might want to come around and have a word. You know what
I always think we get in trouble on this programme, even more so than Strictly. Anyway, this is a Daily Mail. Relationship breakups hit men hardest, and I think that's true. I knew it too.
I knew it.
Men don't know how to express themselves like women do, and they hold everything inside, and they turn, it says here, to alcohol and substance abuse. Unlike women who go to, you know, the next door neighbour and nag. Oh, we split up with me, darling.
Come on,
last one.
It's like something out of the 1950s on this programme. It really is.
Well, that's not my opinion, Charles. It's the Daily Mail. Anyway, here's another Daily Mail opinion. We are not amused, darling, and this is the Queen. This man turned up to receive something. What was it? But he turned up. He's a milkman, of course.
No!
Yeah, and he turned up to get his big old medal and whatever it is in a cow outfit. But, I mean, that's the tame version. He wanted to have cow makeup on his face. He also wanted little loop things around. A tail was ripped off by a dog. Thank goodness. He was told by everyone at the palace, please don't do this, because he meant to wear a lounge suit, and that's his version of a lounge suit.
Was he making a political statement?
No, he just thought it'd be funny. His wife was saying, please don't do it, it's embarrassing.
It was utterly
and clearly,
ridiculous, wasn't it?
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. He was a right...
Section him immediately.
Teat.
Section him. Section him, darling.
Right, after the break, we're going to find out why women want babies. Is it something deep in your DNA that spurs you on? Something in your head? Maybe you started a family because you felt you ought to, body clock and all that, or because all your friends had, or maybe there was another motive. Whatever, I'd love to hear what you have to say. 0207 173 5555 is the number. Dial it, and we'll talk after these.
Going on the pill makes women feel broody. Is this true or is it false? Find out after the ads.